Humanity's Titan-class warship makes first contact. The galaxy is left speechless. Its antennas and sensors probed the void, looking for anything unusual. Most of the time, it detected only dust, small rocks, and the soft hum of distant planets. But today, something different appeared. The station's main monitor flickered, showing an object moving at a speed that seemed impossible. Its size alone stunned the station crew. The readings came in slowly at first, then jumped, then stabilized. The object was massive, far larger than anything anyone had ever built or seen in the galaxy. It moved without hesitation, cutting through space as if it belonged there. Captain John Carter of the human Titan-class warship sat in his command chair, hands resting lightly on the controls. He did not show panic or surprise. Beside him, his bridge crew monitored the ship systems. Engineer Lisa Brown tapped on the consoles, checking energy flows and power distribution. Science officer Alex Moore adjusted the ship's sensors to scan nearby regions. Everything about the ship was precise and controlled. Even the hum of its engines felt calm, measured, confident. John glanced at the crew. "How are the readings?" he asked. Lisa looked up. "The object in our path, it's massive, Captain. Its energy signature is strong, but it doesn't show weapons or aggressive movement." "It's like it's just moving," Alex nodded. "I can't match it to anything in the records. Its size alone is beyond our models, and its trajectory isn't aggressive. It's heading this way, but slowly, almost like it wants to be seen." John leaned back. "Then we'll see it. Let's not panic the station. Prepare a greeting signal, something simple. We're not here to fight." Claire Adams, the human diplomat, adjusted her headset. She had been trained for moments like this, though nothing could have prepared her for an object of this scale. Her hands rested on the console, ready to send messages. She felt calm but focused. "The message is ready, Captain. Simple words, polite, informative. No threats, no demands, just who we are." John nodded. "Send it. Let them know humans are here and that we come in peace." The station picked up the signal almost immediately. Alien observers on distant worlds squinted at their screens, confused and anxious. Their languages did not have words for calm, polite, yet massive power. They saw a ship that could destroy cities in a blink, and yet it only sent greetings. The humans seemed different. Inside the Titan-class warship, the crew continued their work. Lisa checked the energy levels of the ship's engines. All systems normal. Jump drives are stable. Communications are holding. Alex smiled slightly. Sensors show a number of alien fleets gathering. They're afraid, but their fear is mixed with curiosity. They haven't moved closer. They are waiting. They are watching. John's eyes stayed on the forward monitor. He could see the shapes of alien vessels, sleek and angular, hovering at a distance. Some looked fragile next to the human ship. Others were massive in their own right, but still smaller than the Titan-class warship. Claire took a deep breath. "They are trying to understand. They are trying to figure out if we are a threat. That is progress." Ben Turner, the systems officer, spoke up. "They don't have a concept of restraint like we do. They expect dominance. They expect weapons to be ready. But we are showing them that power doesn't always come with aggression." The alien fleets whispered to each other through communication channels, their voices anxious. Their leaders argued, unsure what to do. They had never seen anything like this before. One leader finally spoke in a trembling voice. "It is too large, it is too strong, and yet it does not attack. What is their intention?" From the human ship, the response was simple. Claire's voice carried through open channels, calm and clear. "We are humans. We travel to explore, to understand, to share knowledge. We do not come to conquer. We do not come to harm. We come as friends." The aliens hesitated. Some of their ships powered down weapons. Others rotated slowly, trying to signal that they received the message. The human words did not match what they expected. Power without threat was unfamiliar. Inside the bridge, John leaned back in his chair, watching the monitors. "They'll realize soon enough. Humans built this ship to survive, to explore, and to protect, not to dominate. Lisa glanced at him. They will try to match us. They will try to figure out a way to measure strength, but strength is not always what they think it is. Alex adjusted the scanners again. They are sending signals back. Confused, yes, but they are sending something. They are trying to communicate. They are asking questions without words we understand yet. Claire typed quickly, sending information packets about humanity, Earth, and the basics of human society. Medical knowledge, star maps, technology blueprints. Nothing threatening, only knowledge. She sent the first few images of Earth, forests, oceans, and mountains. Aliens on distant worlds paused, staring at the images. They had never seen life so diverse, yet so unarmed, yet so confident. Ben leaned back, looking at his console. It's strange. They expect us to announce dominance. They expect us to make demands. Instead, we are showing curiosity, patience, and strength that does not need to fight. John nodded. That's how humans survive. That's how we grow. We are ready for conflict if needed, but we do not rush to it. Let them see that. On one alien observation station, a commander named Kralek whispered to his advisors, "How can they be so large, so powerful, and yet not attack? Their minds are not like ours." What is this species? Back on the human ship, Lisa watched the energy outputs carefully. Everything is stable. The shields are active but not aggressive. Engines ready but not threatening. This ship is showing calm strength. Claire smiled faintly. And that is the message we wanted to send. Strength without threat. Confidence without force. We are not here to dominate. We are here to learn and maybe to teach. The alien fleets began moving closer, still cautiously, still curious. Their leaders sent small probes to gather more data. Each probe returned with astonishment. The human ship was enormous, yes, but its movements were precise, almost slow, deliberate. Nothing about it screamed danger unless one assumed that the humans had to prove themselves. But they did not. Inside the bridge, John watched the sensors. They will understand soon enough. Humans do not need to shout to be heard. The crew shared quiet smiles. Lisa, Alex, Claire, and Ben all understood what this moment meant. They were not just in deep space for exploration. They were representing all of humanity. They carried the lesson that the galaxy had never seen. Strength was not always in weapons, but in the choice not to use them. John stood, looking through the forward window. Stars stretched endlessly ahead. He felt a small thrill of anticipation. Not fear, not pride, but a deep understanding that this moment could change everything. Humanity had entered the galaxy in a way no one expected, and already the universe was noticing. Claire sent one final message for the moment. Images of humans helping each other, humans exploring mountains, humans learning together, humans reaching for the stars. The aliens received it, silent and stunned. They had never expected such simplicity, such confidence, such openness from a species capable of incredible power. Ben turned to John. "It's working. They are not attacking. They are listening." John nodded. "And that is all we needed. Let them learn about humans at their own pace. Let them see that the galaxy can be changed without a single shot fired." The observation station at the edge of known space recorded everything. Signals, responses, probes, and messages. Future historians would mark this moment as the beginning of something new. Not a war, not a conquest, but a revelation. Humanity's Titan-class warship had entered the galaxy, and it was clear. Humans were unlike anything anyone had imagined. As the ship glided forward, calm and majestic, the alien fleets watched. Their leaders whispered questions to each other, trying to understand what they saw. The humans had not announced dominance. They had not demanded submission. They had simply arrived, powerful, confident, and patient. And in the vast silence of space, a new era quietly began. Humanity had made first contact, not with a roar, not with fire, but with the quiet, steady voice of strength and wisdom. The galaxy was watching. And already, it was beginning to wonder what humans were truly capable of. The alien fleets hung in a loose formation, hesitant, unsure. Every ship in their armadas paused at a safe distance. They could see the human Titan-class warship moving slowly ahead. Its presence filled space like a silent mountain. The closer it came, the larger it seemed. Even the biggest alien vessels appeared small beside it. Captain John Carter watched the displays. He did not rush or make sudden movements. The ship moved with calm precision. Every section of it had a purpose. It was built for exploration, for survival, and yes, for defense. But today it showed none of that. Today it was simply a human ship arriving to be seen. Lisa Brown adjusted the power flow. All systems normal. Hull integrity is stable. Engines are silent enough not to alarm them. Life support is holding perfectly. Alex Moore nodded. Scanners show their signals. They are nervous, but they are curious too. It is working. They are trying to study us without attacking. Claire Adams took a deep breath. They will soon see that our power is not a threat. We just need to show it, slowly, calmly. John leaned back. Exactly. Let them understand that humans are strong, but we are not rushing to prove it. Strength without aggression is far more shocking to them than strength with weapons. The ship began a slow rotation, revealing parts of itself that no one outside humanity had seen before. Habitation rings extended, rotating gently. Solar arrays unfolded, massive but elegant. Communication dishes rose, each one larger than the alien ships that floated nearby. The humans were not hiding anything. Everything was visible. Everything was precise. Everything radiated calm confidence. From the observation points of the alien fleets, panic and awe mingled. Many commanders spoke in alarm. It is not attacking, it is showing its full size. Why? What is it doing? Another alien fleet commander shook his head. It is impossible. It is larger than our battleships. It moves with precision, not aggression. Its power is enormous. Yet it does not threaten us. How can this be? Inside the human ship, Claire spoke to the bridge. We are sending images now. Earth, our cities, our people working together. Schools, hospitals, farms, libraries. We want them to understand who we are. Not as soldiers, but as humans. Ben Turner, monitoring communications, added, they are receiving the images. Their sensors are analyzing every detail. Some of them are stunned. They have never seen such a combination of strength and calm. John nodded. That is the point. Humans can dominate if we want, but we do not. Let them see that. Let them understand that our power is controlled by choice, not fear. The alien fleets inched forward cautiously, their curiosity overcoming fear. Probes were launched. Each probe returned detailed scans of the ship. Nothing was hidden. Nothing suggested attack. Everything suggested careful design, careful thought. Humans had built a ship that could survive almost anything, and yet they did not use it to frighten others. Lisa observed the energy readings. Every system is fully operational. Weapons systems are inactive. Shields are passive. Engines are ready, but they do not move aggressively. The ship is calm, perfectly calm. Alex looked at the approaching fleets. They are whispering to each other, trying to communicate, trying to understand. They cannot match this in their minds. They expect aggression. We do not give it. They are confused, and that is why they watch so closely. Claire began sending voice messages through open channels. We are humans. We come from a small planet called Earth. We have traveled far, and we have learned that strength is not in destruction. Strength is in understanding, in knowledge, in restraint. We hope to meet you, to speak with you, and to share what we know. The alien leaders exchanged messages among themselves. Some ships rotated slowly, as if bowing or showing submission. Others remained rigid, unable to move. The humans did not demand their attention. They simply presented themselves, and the aliens could not ignore them. John watched carefully. Remember, we are not trying to scare them. We are trying to impress them with something more than weapons. They will see humanity's choice. They will see that power can exist without tyranny. Claire sent images of humans helping each other. She showed images of scientists working in labs, teachers teaching children, doctors caring for patients, farmers tending to fields. The aliens paused at each image, silent and curious. They had never expected such openness from a species capable of immense power. Ben spoke softly. "It is working. They are not attacking, they are trying to understand us instead. They are learning, not fighting." Alex added, "It is more than that. They are realizing something. They are realizing that humans could dominate easily, but we do not. That is what makes them pause. That is what makes them rethink everything they thought they knew." The alien commander Kralek leaned back in his chair on his ship. "It cannot be. Such strength, and yet it does not strike. It only shows. It only exists. How can a species be this powerful and choose not to dominate?" From the human ship, Claire continued, "We do not need to conquer. We do not need to destroy. We have built this ship for protection, for exploration, and for learning. We come to meet you, not to frighten you. We hope you will see that humans value knowledge, cooperation, and life." The alien fleets hesitated, unsure how to respond. They had never encountered diplomacy paired with overwhelming power. They expected threats, warnings, ultimatums. Instead, humans offered calm, patience, and openness. Lisa smiled faintly. "They do not know how to respond. They do not have a reference point for this. Their fear is mixed with curiosity. They want to retreat, but they cannot look away." John nodded. "Let them take their time. We are not in a rush. Humans operate on patience, not impulse. That is why we have survived this long and why this moment matters so much." The Titan-class ship moved even closer slowly, revealing more of its structure. Massive observation decks came into view, energy collectors, life support modules. Nothing was hidden. The ship's power was enormous, but it was controlled, precise. Nothing about it screamed aggression. Everything about it suggested discipline. Alex adjusted the sensors. "They are sending small signals back. Questions, requests. They want to know why we do not attack. They want to know why we come in peace. They cannot understand it fully, but they are trying." Claire responded in simple terms. "We are humans. We have learned that cooperation is stronger than fear. Understanding is stronger than aggression. We hope to speak with you, to share knowledge, and to learn from you. We do not wish harm, only communication." Kralek's voice on the alien fleet was trembling. "They speak calmly. Their words do not match their power. We cannot calculate their intention. They are different." John watched the displays. "And that difference is what they need to understand. We do not need weapons to communicate strength. We need choice. We need control. We need clarity. That is why humans stand apart." Ben added, "And they are listening. Slowly, but they are listening. They are beginning to understand that strength without aggression is frightening in a different way. It is unsettling because it cannot be ignored or challenged directly." Claire began sending maps of human exploration routes, showing colonies, research stations, and communication networks. "We hope you will see that humans explore, not conquer. We reach out not to dominate, but to understand." The alien fleets paused, unsure how to act. Some signals indicated curiosity, others showed hesitation. The humans had not made a single threat, had not displayed a single weapon in aggression. They had only presented themselves calmly, confidently, and openly. Lisa checked the systems again. Everything remained stable. "Our calm is working. Their curiosity is overtaking their fear. The plan is working perfectly." Alex nodded. "It is. They are seeing humanity for the first time. Not as warriors, not as conquerors, but as a species that could dominate if it wished, and yet chooses restraint. That is more powerful than any weapon in the galaxy." John stood, looking at the forward view screen. Stars stretched endlessly ahead. The alien fleets continued to hover, unsure, watching, analyzing. They had never encountered such a combination of size, strength, and calm. And they were beginning to understand that humans were not like any species they had known before. Claire spoke quietly to the bridge crew. They are learning. Slowly, but they are learning. That is what matters. Humans do not need to prove dominance with fire. We prove it by control and restraint, Ben added, and that control is what makes them question everything they thought they knew about strength. They cannot match this concept. They cannot comprehend it fully yet, but they are trying. The Titan-class ship moved even further into the open, showing its full size to the alien fleets. Solar collectors stretched wide, observation decks rotated, communication arrays extended. The ship was a statement, not a threat. It was an invitation to see, to understand, to learn. Kralek whispered to himself. We expected dominance, we expected threats. We did not expect this. We do not know how to respond. They are humans. They are unlike anything we imagined. Inside the human ship, John looked at his crew. This is the moment we were waiting for. They will see that humanity is strong and yet chooses restraint. That is our first impression. That is our message. Claire smiled. They are learning. And that learning will change how the galaxy sees humans. We do not need to shout. We only need to arrive. As the Titan-class ship moved slowly through the gathered fleets, the alien commanders whispered among themselves. They analyzed every detail, every movement, every signal. They could not ignore what they saw. Humans had arrived, and humans had shown the galaxy a strength no weapon could match. The power to choose peace while holding the might to dominate. And in that quiet, tense, and awe-filled space, humanity's presence spoke louder than any message or threat could. The galaxy had begun to understand that humans were different, and that difference was impossible to ignore. The alien fleets hovered at a distance, still unsure of how to react. The human Titan-class warship remained calm, still, and massive, showing nothing but its size, power, and precise movements. The aliens had expected threats, or perhaps demands. Instead, they saw humans being careful, open, and deliberate. Captain John Carter sat quietly in his chair, watching the alien signals. His crew remained calm and focused. Engineer Lisa Brown tapped lightly on her console, making small adjustments to keep systems stable. Science Officer Alex Moore monitored communications, translating alien signals as best as he could. Every sound from the aliens seemed tense but curious. Claire Adams prepared to speak. She adjusted her headset and looked at the displays of alien ships. They are waiting, she said softly. They want to understand, but they are unsure how. We need to show patience, speak slowly, clearly. Give them knowledge, not threats. John nodded. Exactly. Begin with simple words. Explain who we are and what humans value. Let them ask questions. Let them learn. The communication channel opened. Claire's voice carried gently, clearly through the static and alien language patterns. We are humans. We come from a planet called Earth. Our world is small, but we have learned many things. We explore, we learn, and we help each other. We do not come to fight. We come to understand and to share knowledge. There was silence on the alien side. The fleets exchanged signals among themselves, as if debating how to respond. They had never received such a message from a species with the capability to dominate entire systems. Their leaders whispered in confusion. They could destroy us in moments, one commander said, and yet they speak of learning and sharing. Why? Claire continued, showing images of human cities, oceans, forests, and mountains. This is our home. Humans live in many ways, but we share knowledge and work together. We have built this ship to explore, to survive, and to protect. We do not build it to conquer others. Ben Turner, the systems officer, watched the alien sensors. They are analyzing every image. They cannot understand fully, but they are curious. Some of them are asking questions. Others are silent, unsure what to do. Alex Moore translated a signal from the alien commander Kralek. They say they cannot calculate our intentions. They expected threats or demands. They see none. They ask, why do we not use our power to take control? John leaned back. Answer carefully. Tell them that power is not the measure of who we are. Choice is. Humans can use strength if needed, but we prefer understanding. That is why we do not attack. Claire typed quickly, sending another series of images. Humans helping each other, humans teaching children, humans building houses, humans exploring mountains. We wish to share what we know, not to dominate. We hope that you will see humans as we are, not as what you fear we could be. The alien fleets shifted slightly. Some ships turned toward the humans in slow acknowledgement. Others remained rigid, unsure. The humans did not demand recognition. They simply presented themselves openly. Lisa watched the energy outputs. Systems are stable. Communication is holding perfectly. They are receiving everything. No interference. No threats. Ben added, and they are thinking. They are reconsidering assumptions. They cannot ignore what we have shown. They expected power and they see choice instead. That is more powerful than any weapon. Alex monitored the alien response. They are asking questions again. They want to know how we survive. They want to know how humans maintain control over strength. They cannot understand fully, but curiosity is growing. John nodded. Answer simply. Speak truthfully. Do not exaggerate. Let them see humanity honestly. Claire opened her voice channel again. Humans have learned that strength is useful but dangerous if misused. We do not seek to harm others. We do not dominate for pride or fear. We survive by working together, by learning, by understanding the universe around us. That is why we do not attack. That is why we explore. A silence followed. The aliens communicated in their own ways, trying to process the words and images. Some of their commanders whispered to each other. This is unexpected. They could destroy us. Yet they choose not to. They share knowledge. They speak of cooperation. How can this be? Ben spoke quietly. They are learning, slowly, but they are learning. Every question they ask shows they are thinking differently. That is the beginning of understanding. Claire sent more images. Humans studying stars, humans building machines, humans recording knowledge. We share what we know freely. Knowledge is our strength. Understanding is our shield. We hope that by sharing, we can learn from you as well. The alien fleets slowly adjusted formation. They had never encountered a species that could dominate so easily yet chose to share and cooperate. Their confusion began to turn into cautious respect. Some of their ships moved closer, maintaining distance but showing that they were listening. Alex smiled faintly. They are not attacking. They are beginning to realize that humans operate differently. Strength is not just weapons. Strength is knowledge, patience, and choice. John nodded. That is exactly what they need to understand. This is the first true contact. We are showing them a species that could dominate but chooses restraint. That is far more impressive than destruction. Claire continued to send simple messages and images. Humans building homes, exploring mountains, teaching children, helping each other. This is who we are. We do not wish to control. We wish to share and learn. We hope you will accept this as a first step in understanding humans. Kralek's voice came through Alex's translator. We do not know what to think. Their power is enormous. Their size is unmatched. And yet, they do not attack. They share knowledge instead. We do not know how to respond fully. They are different. Lisa looked at the monitors. Their hesitation shows curiosity. They want to understand but cannot fully. That is progress. That is what humans bring to the galaxy. Not fear, not force. Knowledge. Ben added, and knowledge without threat is stronger than any weapon. They cannot match it yet, but they are trying. John stood and looked at the forward screen. This is the moment we have trained for. They are beginning to understand humans. They are beginning to see that power can be controlled, that choice matters, and that understanding is the ultimate strength. Claire sent one final set of images for the moment. Humans exploring rivers, climbing mountains, recording stars, helping each other in simple acts of kindness. The aliens paused at each image, silent and thoughtful. They had never expected this from a species capable of great power. Alex spoke softly. They are beginning to ask questions about Earth, about our culture, our way of life. They want to learn. They want to understand. That is the beginning of friendship. Ben nodded. And that is what humans do best. We survive and thrive not by attacking, but by learning, by sharing, and by showing restraint. They are seeing that now. John watched the fleets. We are not done, but this is the first step. They are listening. They are observing. They are learning. That is more than many species achieve in centuries. Claire smiled faintly. And every question they ask shows curiosity instead of fear. That is progress. That is how humans change the galaxy, one conversation at a time. The alien fleets moved slightly closer, still cautious, still curious. Their leaders whispered among themselves. They had expected domination. They had expected aggression. Instead, they saw humans sharing knowledge, presenting themselves openly, and choosing peace. Lisa checked the energy flows one last time. All systems stable. We are calm. They are calm. Communication is perfect. The first contact is working exactly as planned. Alex translated a new message from Kralak. They ask how humans avoid conflict with one another. They ask how we build such cooperation. They ask why we do not use our power to dominate. They do not fully understand, but they are trying. John nodded. Answer simply, truthfully. Show them humanity as it is, not as a concept of fear. That is how we will earn respect. Claire sent messages explaining human history, human mistakes, human lessons learned. We have faced conflict. We have faced danger. We have learned that survival depends on cooperation, understanding, and restraint. We do not always succeed, but we try. That is why humans arrive as we are, strong but controlled. The alien fleets paused, their signals showing confusion, curiosity, and a growing sense of respect. They had never expected a species that could dominate entire regions to act with patience and openness. Ben whispered, "They are learning, slowly, but they are learning. They are beginning to see that strength is not just weapons. Strength is choice, restraint, and knowledge." John looked at the stars ahead. And that is the message we carry. Humans do not need to strike to be heard. Humans show strength by choosing peace and by sharing knowledge. That is why the galaxy will remember this day. The Titan-class ship remained in its position, calm, massive, and precise. It did not move aggressively. It did not threaten. It only existed, showing its size and its purpose. The aliens studied, questioned, and observed. Claire sent one final message for now. Humans working together, humans exploring, humans learning, humans helping each other. We hope you will see that humans are a species that values life, knowledge, and cooperation. We hope this is the beginning of understanding between our worlds. Kralak's voice came through, calm but awe-filled. They do not attack. They do not demand. They share knowledge. We do not fully understand, but we respect them. John leaned back, satisfied. That is all we needed. They are listening. They are learning. That is the first step. The rest will come with time. The alien fleets continued to hover, slowly adjusting, slowly observing, slowly asking questions. Humanity had made first contact not with weapons, but with words, images, and patience. And the galaxy was beginning to see humans for what they were, a species strong enough to dominate, yet wise enough to choose understanding instead. And in that quiet, tense, and awe-filled space, humans had begun a conversation that could change the galaxy forever. The human Titan-class warship drifted calmly among the alien fleets. It did not move aggressively. Its presence alone was enough to hold the attention of the galaxy's most powerful species. Signals bounced back and forth, messages exchanged, images sent and received. Slowly, the alien commanders began to understand that humans were different. Captain John Carter sat in his chair watching the fleets. He did not frown. He did not rush. He simply observed. The ship's hum was steady, the consoles quiet. Engineer Lisa Brown checked energy flows, making small adjustments to keep the systems balanced. Science officer Alex Moore monitored alien responses, translating their curiosity into words humans could understand. Diplomat Claire Adams prepared new messages, carefully phrasing them to explain humanity without exaggeration. "John," Lisa said softly, "they are reacting. Their signals are changing. They are no longer tense. Curiosity is taking over. They are beginning to see us differently." John nodded. "Good, that is what we want. They need to see humans as we are, not as they imagine us." Strength without aggression is not easy for others to understand, but patience will show them the truth. Alex looked at the data. They are asking questions about our technology, about our way of life, about our culture. They want to know how humans work together, how we solve problems. Some of their leaders are even sending proposals to exchange knowledge. Claire smiled. "That is progress. That is what humans do best. We survive by sharing knowledge, by teaching, by learning." They will begin to see that restraint is more powerful than violence. The alien fleets inched closer. Some ships moved cautiously to form new positions. Others rotated slowly, showing signals of attention. They were trying to communicate without words. Humans could see their curiosity and hesitation. They could see respect forming slowly, quietly, without force. John spoke softly. "Let them adjust at their pace. We are not here to rush them. We are here to demonstrate who we are. That takes time. That is why humans are different." Lisa tapped on her console. "Energy levels stable, life support and shields fully operational, communications are secure, everything is calm, precise, controlled." Alex monitored the alien transmissions. "They are asking how humans maintain control over strength. They want to know why we do not dominate other species. They are beginning to question their assumptions. That is a big step." Claire sent another set of images. Humans exploring mountains, humans teaching children, humans building bridges, humans studying stars. "We wish to share knowledge, not control. We hope that by showing our actions and values, you will understand humans as we are, not as you fear we could be." On one alien fleet, Commander Kralek spoke quietly to his advisors. "We expected aggression. We expected demands. Instead, they share knowledge, they show restraint. We do not understand fully, but we must respect them. We cannot ignore what they have done." John watched the movements of the alien fleets. They are beginning to see humans not as a threat, but as a new type of species. That is the point. That is the moment that changes everything. Ben Turner leaned back in his chair. "It is strange, Captain. They expected us to assert dominance. They cannot grasp that humans choose not to. That is what shocks them. That is what makes them reconsider everything they thought they knew." Claire spoke through the communication channels again. "We do not judge others by their strength. We do not demand obedience. Humans have learned that cooperation and understanding are more powerful than weapons. That is why we come in peace. That is why we choose to share knowledge." The alien fleets paused, exchanging signals. Some of their ships rotated slowly, some hovered in place, and some sent small messages. Their leaders whispered to each other, trying to understand what they were seeing. Their size is unmatched. Their power is enormous, and yet they do not attack. They offer knowledge instead of threats. We must think differently. Lisa checked the energy flows again. Everything is calm, everything is working. They are adjusting. They are beginning to see humans differently. This is exactly what we hoped for. Alex added, "They are asking questions about human history. They want to know why humans survive without constant wars. They want to know how we manage to maintain balance while holding such power. They are learning. Slowly, but they are learning." John nodded. "We do not need to show weapons. We do not need to issue threats. The galaxy will notice humans by our actions, by our restraint, by our patience. That is our greatest strength." Claire sent images of humans working together on large projects: cities, hospitals, research stations, energy networks. "We hope you will understand that humans can achieve great things without domination. Cooperation and understanding are our foundation." Knowledge is our weapon and learning is our shield. Kralak, observing on his bridge, whispered, "We expected fear, we expected control. Instead, we see calm, intelligence, and patience. We do not fully understand them yet, but we respect them. We must." Ben looked at John. They are no longer hesitant. They are asking more questions. They are sending requests for information. This is progress, Captain. They are beginning to trust us. John smiled slightly. Trust is earned by patience and action. Humans show it every day. Today, we show it to the galaxy. That is what matters. The human ship moved slowly among the fleets, its size overwhelming yet calm. Its communication arrays transmitted images and messages in waves. Every signal sent, every image shared, every word spoken was a statement of human values: patience, cooperation, restraint, and intelligence. Lisa watched the ship's power levels. All systems normal, energy stable, shields passive, engines ready, communication channels secure. The plan is working. The fleets are responding as we hoped. Alex added, they are beginning to share. Some fleets are sending their knowledge in return. Data about stars, planets, and civilizations. They are trying to match our openness. They cannot fully, but they are attempting it, Claire smiled. This is the first true exchange, not a war, not a negotiation, a conversation. Humans change the galaxy with knowledge and patience. That is what the fleets are learning. John spoke softly. We do not need to rush them. Let them process. Let them reflect. Let them see that humans can dominate if we wish, but we choose restraint. That is what makes humans remarkable. Ben looked at the alien signals. They are asking questions about human decisions, human morality, human cooperation. They want to know why we survive together. They are curious about our history. They are learning from us. Claire sent more images of human life. People planting trees, teaching children, exploring deserts, climbing mountains, studying stars. These are the values humans live by. Knowledge, cooperation, understanding, patience. We hope this will help you understand humans better. The alien fleet slowly shifted closer, still cautious, still observing. They sent back small packets of knowledge. Some of it was technical, some of it cultural. They did not fully understand humans, but they wanted to learn. John nodded. They are beginning to see that humans are not just a species of power. We are a species of choice. We choose peace. We choose learning. That is what separates us from others. Lisa added, and that is what they cannot ignore. They are beginning to respect humans. Not because of fear, but because of understanding. Alex spoke softly. They are asking questions about human leadership, human societies, how decisions are made. They are trying to understand how we hold power without using it to harm. That is remarkable. Claire sent one final message for now. Humans exploring the oceans, flying in small craft, recording knowledge, helping each other, building together. We hope you will see that humans value life, knowledge, and cooperation above all else. This is who we are. This is what we offer the galaxy, Kralak whispered to his advisors. They do not attack, they do not demand, they share knowledge. We do not fully understand them, but we must respect them. Humans are unlike any species we have encountered. John leaned back, satisfied. This is the moment we hoped for. They are beginning to see humans as we are, strong, intelligent, patient, and wise. That is the first step. The rest will follow. The alien fleets continued to hover, observing, questioning, and learning. Humanity had not made a single threat. They had not displayed aggression. They had only arrived and shared knowledge. And slowly, quietly, the galaxy began to change. Fear turned into curiosity. Aggression turned into respect. And humans, patient and confident, demonstrated that true power lies not in weapons or conquest, but in knowledge, restraint, and the ability to choose peace. In that moment, the Titan-class warship was more than a machine. It was a statement, a symbol, a reminder to the galaxy that humans are a species unlike any other. And the galaxy was beginning to understand. The human Titan-class warship drifted slowly through the vast emptiness of space. It did not move aggressively, did not fire weapons, did not demand anything. It only existed, massive, calm, precise, and patient. The alien fleets that had gathered to observe it remained at a distance, watching, listening, analyzing. The galaxy had never seen anything like this. Captain John Carter sat in his chair, hands resting lightly on the console. His crew worked quietly around him. Engineer Lisa Brown adjusted minor systems to keep the ship running smoothly. Science officer Alex Moore monitored alien signals and translated them for the crew. Diplomat Claire Adams prepared the next series of messages, knowing every word could shape the galaxy's perception of humanity. "They are still observing," Claire said softly. "Some are asking questions, some are sending knowledge back. They are not rushing, not attacking, just watching, trying to understand." John nodded. "That is exactly what we want. Let them see humans clearly. Let them realize our power is not in violence but in choice. That is what makes humans unique." Ben Turner, the systems officer, glanced at the monitors. "They are sending small fleets to explore more about us. Not in attack, just in observation. They want to learn. Slowly, they are beginning to understand. This is exactly what we hoped for." Alex added, "They are comparing their knowledge with ours. Some of their leaders are questioning their own history and practices. They did not expect a species to arrive with power unmatched, yet choose cooperation instead of domination." Claire smiled. "That is humanity. We survive and thrive not by fighting, but by learning, by sharing, and by showing restraint. That is our message. That is what the galaxy must see." The alien fleets shifted slightly. Some of their ships moved closer, careful to maintain distance, still cautious but curious. They sent data packets with information about stars, planets, civilizations, and even cultural traditions. The humans received it all, studied it, and shared back. John leaned forward. "Every question they ask is a step toward understanding. Every piece of knowledge they share shows that they are beginning to respect us. This is the moment that changes the galaxy." Lisa checked the ship's energy levels. "Everything is stable, shields passive, engines ready, communication channels secure, no errors. Everything is calm and controlled. The fleets are responding as we hoped. They are learning." Alex added, "They are beginning to recognize that humans could dominate if we chose, but we do not. That is the most important lesson. That is why they are stunned. That is why the galaxy will remember this day." Claire sent images and messages showing humans helping one another, humans exploring, humans learning, humans building together. "This is our way. We survive together. We learn together. We explore together. That is what humans offer. Not threats, not domination, but knowledge, cooperation, and restraint." On one of the alien bridges, Commander Kralak whispered to his advisors, "They are not like any species we have seen. They could destroy entire fleets, and yet they do not. They choose cooperation, patience, and learning. We do not fully understand them, but we must respect them. We cannot ignore what they have shown." John watched the alien formations carefully. "Respect is earned through understanding, not fear. Let them see humans for what we are. Let them see that power is not the only measure of greatness. That is why the galaxy must know us this way." Ben Turner leaned back. "They are sending proposals for shared knowledge. Some even ask for cultural exchanges, joint research. This is progress. They are not trying to dominate us, and now they are asking to cooperate. That is remarkable." Alex translated a signal. "They ask how humans maintain such discipline, how we can hold power and choose restraint. They do not fully understand, but they want to learn. That is the first step toward lasting peace." Claire added, "We are sending detailed answers, explaining our systems of governance, education, and cooperation. We share what we know so they may see that humans are capable of great power, but choose wisdom instead." The alien fleets continued to hover, observing, questioning, and learning. Their fear had faded. It had been replaced by curiosity and a growing sense of respect. Humans had not fired a single weapon. They had not forced compliance. They had only arrived and presented themselves honestly. Lisa spoke softly. They are beginning to trust us. Slowly, but they are trying to understand our ways. They are beginning to see that strength is more than weapons. It is knowledge, patience, and choice. John nodded. Exactly. That is the power humans bring. Not domination, not fear, but understanding and restraint. That is how we will change the galaxy. Claire continued sending messages, showing humans in all aspects of life. Learning, exploring, helping, building, teaching, studying. Humans value life, knowledge, and cooperation. We hope you will see that and carry it forward in your own worlds. Kralek whispered to his crew again. They do not attack, they do not demand, they share knowledge. We do not fully understand them, but we respect them. Humanity is extraordinary, they will be remembered. Ben added, they are asking more questions now. They want to understand human philosophy, human cooperation, how we choose restraint. They are beginning to see the galaxy differently. That is the power of humans. John smiled faintly. This is the moment that matters. They are learning not through fear, but through understanding. That is how humans shape the galaxy. That is how we make a difference without firing a single shot. The Titan-class warship began to slowly pull away from the fleets, moving toward deeper space. The alien leaders observed silently. They had learned much in a short time. They had witnessed a species that could dominate entire systems, yet chose to cooperate and share knowledge instead. Claire sent one last set of images. Humans studying stars, helping each other, exploring new lands, building civilizations, teaching and sharing knowledge. We hope that this is the beginning of understanding between humans and the galaxy. We come not as conquerors, but as learners and teachers. That is who we are. The alien fleets remained still, absorbing every detail. Their signals showed reflection, respect, and a desire to learn. They would remember this day. They would remember the humans' calm, the humans' restraint, the humans' wisdom. Lisa spoke quietly. They are watching. They are thinking. They are beginning to see humans as a species that could dominate but chooses restraint. That is what leaves them speechless. Alex added, they are sending messages of acknowledgement. They cannot fully comprehend humans yet, but they are beginning to see the truth. That is more powerful than any battle. John nodded. That is exactly what we hoped for. They will tell others. They will remember. Humans do not need to shout. Humans do not need to fight. Our presence, our choices, and our wisdom are enough. Claire looked at the screen, smiling. We have changed the way they see the galaxy, not with fear, not with aggression, with patience, intelligence, and restraint. Humans are unlike any species they have known. That is our greatest strength. Kralek whispered again to his advisors. They do not attack, they do not demand, they share knowledge. We must respect them. They have shown us a new way to see power, a way we did not imagine. The Titan-class warship moved farther into deep space, leaving behind communication channels, shared data, and a legacy of understanding. The galaxy was left in awe. Humans had arrived, not with destruction but with knowledge, not with fear but with patience, not with demands but with restraint. John watched the stars stretch ahead. We have done what we set out to do. We have shown the galaxy who humans are. That is more powerful than any weapon. That is what the galaxy will remember. Ben Turner leaned back. They are sending messages of respect. They do not fully understand humans yet, but they are trying. That is progress. That is the future. Alex added, they are beginning to reconsider their history, their assumptions, their ideas about power. Humanity is changing the galaxy, not through war but through example. Claire sent the final message for now. Humans standing together, working together, exploring, teaching, learning. Humans value cooperation, understanding, and knowledge above all else. We hope the galaxy sees this and remembers it. That is the message we leave behind. The alien fleet slowly withdrew. their curiosity replaced by reflection. They would tell others of the humans who could dominate, yet chose wisdom. They would speak of the species that arrived with immense power, yet only offered knowledge. They would remember the calm, the patience, the restraint. Lisa spoke softly. The galaxy will never forget this. They have seen humans in their full strength, and yet humans did not use it to threaten. That is why they are speechless. John nodded. Exactly. That is the way humans enter the galaxy, not with war, not with conquest. With understanding, patience, and the choice to be different. That is how we leave our mark, Alex added, and they will carry the story. They will tell it to others. Humanity has changed the way the galaxy thinks about power, not by force but by restraint. Not by threat but by example, Claire smiled. Humans do not need weapons to be heard. Humans do not need to dominate to be respected. We simply need to exist, and the galaxy will notice. That is our greatest achievement. The Titan-class warship glided through space, leaving the alien fleets behind, carrying with it the hope, knowledge, and wisdom of humanity. The galaxy had witnessed something extraordinary. Humans were not just a species with power, they were a species with choice. They had arrived, shared, and left a lasting impression. And in the endless stars, the galaxy paused. It had seen humans. It had felt the weight of their restraint. It had understood at last that strength without aggression could leave the universe speechless. Humanity had made first contact, and in doing so, it had changed everything.